be interesting to see a couple hours later if they were able to get that sorted out. But if I remember correctly, that VT win was from a very sneaky hero that did all of the work. But it looks like VT's standard is going to spend at least some of their money, again, giving the indication that they would like to try to use it.
UIUC stocking up. 150 in their standard 4.
VT struggling a little bit with the RFID. There we go. They've gotten it.
UIUC taking a bit of a different approach and putting more eggs in the basket of their standard 4.
Some lobbed shots. The hero from VT taking a bit of damage, but giving a bit of damage. And now the standard from UIUC falling down to 1/3 HP.
And that is the standard that actually has the most of the ammo. So if VT is able to take that out, that might be a bit more of a power
Dead
play.
and almost dead are very different in this game, Matt.
certainly are.
UIUC's standard might be able to make it out, or it might be stuck on the barrier.
Well, with 3 blood bags, you'd hope it'd be able to get back over to its resupply zone.
It has so little health. 15 HP left. 2 standard projectiles, 1 hero projectile.
However, it was stuck at least in the zone that gives you the buff. So they got 2 blood bags so far from that, meaning that they can go back and heal a bit
3 HP
more.
remaining.
Will they make it back to that
They're literally
corner?
1 health.
And there it goes.
Virginia Tech able to take down the Sentry, or the standard from UIUC. UIUC still in the lead though by Sentry HP, so VT's got to make a move onto that UIUC Sentry.
Well, that's exactly what they're doing, as their standard is indeed able to fire, dealing a bit of damage to that Sentry. Looking like it's using both of its barrels pretty effectively.
Able to chunk it down.
I think they turned the Sentry off. Because the Sentry's health bar is now fading because I believe they hit the power switch.
It has been disconnected.
Whether or not it's on or off does not matter to the referee system if it's offline.
And now Virginia Tech in that familiar spot right behind the base, able to land a couple hero shots, bringing it down to 1,300. A couple of those shots hit the base shield right before the Sentry fell, but able to deal some base damage. VT in a strong lead at the halfway point of this match.
Very commanding with the level 3 standard and level 2 hero. Does not look like UIUC is going to be able to do too much to get a recovery from this match. Looks like we actually just lost a VT transmission module.
Uh-oh.
From what would appear to be their hero.
At least their standard is also working this time. So that's going to make this a more interesting match with 2 minutes left to go. That's going to start to level the playing field. You see the level for UIUC tick over, both level 2 standards now. If they're able to keep the Dream alive, they'll have to kill the Sentry and deal more than 200 HP damage to the base.
Without a hero, that will be a tall task.
Goal. Yeah.
The hero from VT was able to get a single shot off onto the base before it went down, meaning that, yeah, that's a lot of standard shots.
UIUC's fire rate is pretty impressive, but they're unable to win the confrontation, losing with their standard 4 versus the level 3 standard 3 on the side of VT.
VT really liking that spot behind the base. Now starting to whittle away with those standard projectiles.
And here you can see a pretty accurate double barrel, but really how closer you can get for double barreled makes it much more effective.
Not only accuracy, but that level 3, there's no barrel heat coming up because of that level 3 upgrade tree.
Agreed. Limited really on just your feeder speed. How fast can you run your ammo feeder without having jams?
Well, it does depend on if you have 2 agitators or 2 exits out of your agitator, whether or not your speed is either the same as it would be with 1 barrel, but just with 2 barrel heat values instead of 1, which is better for being able to continuously fire. Especially like that, as we saw, there was 0 barrel heat generated, so they could just shoot like that indefinitely if they wanted to. However,
UIUC making some questionable decisions here, Matt.
Yeah.
They have functional robots. They're firing, they're driving, but they're in a kind of defensive position here. With 18 seconds left to go, definitely not where they should be. But at this point, you know, they might have called this round
I don't know how much there is
lost.
that they can do, because it's going to look like that's another kill coming across as VT starts working a little bit more on the base. It's not going to be a full base kill, but it's definitely going to be over half. By a pretty good margin over half.
We're starting to see the cream rise to the top of the crop, Matt. We're starting to see that the TAMUs, the VTs, the CUs, the UWs, the top-seeded teams really start to have the robots perform at full capacity, and that's what we're hoping to see for all teams.
Yeah.
Damage-wise, pretty average for VT. VT and Texas A&M, kind of that number 2. And then we've got some others. Frankly, that robot that was shooting at the banners is up there.
Yep.
Robots
NYU,
that can identify
NYU.
the right color and fire in the right direction is an encouraging thing at this point in the competition. 3, 2, 1. Game start.
Here's that round 2 VT versus UIUC. Let's see who comes out on top.
Uh-oh. UIUC not making any progress early in the game. They need to get out of their base and get to the reload zone before they get pinned down and don't have any ammunition. Projectiles already acquired by VT, and look at this. They're going to circle back around, and that means that even if UIUC tried to start moving now, which they will, it's going to be really hard because there is a loaded VT robot blocking their access, saying you got to go through me.
Blood.
Looks like VT is going to go ahead and try your strat for an early few kills.
I
That way
love
they're
it. I think it's a great way to go.
leveling up faster. As now you can see that standard, which we are looking through the eyes of right now, is level 2 instead of level 1, just 50 seconds into the game. Or into the match, I guess.
It's got to go back and get more ammunition. But should hit level 3 so quickly. And we've talked for years in RMUL and RMUC about the power of a level 3 standard. Not to be underestimated. The hero for VT just launched a golf ball from all the way downtown. But at level 1, not nearly powerful enough to make it to the other side of the field.
You got that right. Level 1 heroes must be pretty point blank. to be able to hit
UIUC
anything.
firing back. The robot's finally online, got the projectiles, but they've already got a level disadvantage, and they're not able to win that fight. Standard 3 from Virginia Tech taking out the standard of UIUC.
And there's a double kill coming across. That's that standard dropping as VT continues to try to engage the sentry. Down to 430 health now, as you can see in that top right corner. Pay close attention because it's probably going to be gone pretty quick with the way that VT is shooting. VT doing some very long lob shots, trying to make sure that their hero can
Once
hit
their
from a
hero
very
ticked
long
over
way
to
away.
level 2, they're able to make it from that initial spot. It's an interesting strategy, Matt. Now they could run this against quite a few quality teams. They could run where their standard goes up, it gets some early kills, and their hero just sits back in a known position and then starts lobbing shots. It's really hard to defend against. You'd have to push onto the other team's field to try and stop that hero from fighting you.
That's kind of a way that if you have a stationary sentry, to be able to effectively use that to defend your hero while also being able to use your standard to secure more of a middle position.
University of Illinois, though, coming on over here, even though Virginia Tech has had a pretty good early game, they've only actually done 230-ish damage to the sentry, so still very achievable in 2 minutes and 20 seconds for UIUC.
Both UIUC's robots hanging on with just barely a shred of health. We'll see if they're able to retreat or keep pressing the attack, and both look like they just... only one went down. It's hard to see whenever the screen goes black and white after you can see what it looks like to be in one of the robots that gets taken down. And that's going to be another double kill coming across from VT, securing their already pretty established lead.
Matt, I hope that what they're doing right now is just a practice method. You can see they've got this spot dialed in. There's a little hash mark that they're lining up. There it is. And if they just keep putting that hash mark at the top of that armor plate, they should just keep hitting it. And what I was saying is I hope that they're doing this just to practice this lob shot, because they should be attacking the sentry if they're playing for aggressive, if they're trying to play full court press.
I think at this point they've already pretty well established their lead with a level 3 sentry against 2 level 1, or level 3 standard against 2 level 2 standards. Well, 1 level 2 and 1 level 1, but still, the level 3 on both the hero and the standard is going to be a very, very easy victory against a level 1 standard and a level 2 standard.
Chat's asking about the XP. So they passively get experience. They also get more experience for getting kills. You get more. It works like a video game, so you get the most experience for getting a kill. You also get experience for having an assist, and you get experience for just existing passively in the game. When you level up, you get to choose an upgrade level path, so you can increase your power draw maximum, your projectile speed maximum, etc. As we see these level 3 standards just too hard to deal with for UIUC. That level advantage really is such a tough cookie.
I mean, that barrel heat isn't even hardly moving at all.
Yeah.
They could just fire pretty much indefinitely as long as they've purchased the correct amount of ammunition. Looks like they actually have 0 in their barrel currently, but that does not matter because even with the sentry up, it looks like it's going to be a tactic test from VT as they lob shots from a very far distance and take out the base.
Very nice. Heroes again. Matt, I love this game. They do such a good job each year changing the game and making the strategy change, making the teams try different things. Last year, I think we were singing the praise of double standard. We saw UIUC come out with the double standard, and we said, whoa, is this the future of RoboMasters?
That's a
ton
of damage.
45 hundo damage, primarily from 42 millimeter, 42 42s. That's an important number right there. Wow.